Oh, well, thank you, Shabby, for your delightful first message on the chat. Great start! Great start to the stream. Hell yeah. Is the mic working this time? Let's just check that one before I reveal my face. I don't want to look like a dumbass. Well, I don't want to look more than I need to. Let's put it that way. Mr. V, welcome back to Formula One. I had to get that joke in the video. Can you hear me? Wait, can I hear me? I don't want to look... Yeah, okay, I can hear me, that's fine. I will not unmute myself, that seems like a bad idea. Hello, everybody, let's move over to the desk. And also, the green screen is working! Now that it's daytime, sunlight, in the United Kingdom, what? But now that it's daytime, the green screen actually works, and I don't have holes in my head. Well, I might develop some, you know. Depends how awful this thing looks. But yes, hello, good morning everybody. I was obviously streaming last night, but 12 hours ago, completely forgot that Ferrari and Alpine were doing live streams this morning. I don't know why, in my head, I keep thinking the teams are going to do them like in the afternoon, some sensible time. You know, maybe like 4 p.m. People can watch it when they finish in work, hello. That kind of thing. Ah... Yvonne, 16 months, welcome back.
At Yvonne_O rejoined the green screen enthusiasts. At Yvonne_O celebrates 16 months of membership. Ferrari will be trash anyway.
I don't know. I actually think I have high hopes for the Ferrari this year. It's a new regulation cycle, and it looks like a lot of teams have taken the opportunity to change up their livery a bit. Ferrari have the ability to make a nice looking car. They don't always do it, but they have it in them. They've done it sometimes, right? And so I've got high hopes. Obviously, people thinking there's going to be a lot more white on the car because some of the Ferrari merchandise dropped and it had kind of more white in it than last year. That's fine by me. Like if we're going back to kind of Schumacher era Ferrari, big white front wing, lots of white at the back of the car as well, or even back to like, you know, 1980s Ferrari, if we could have like a white engine cover with an Italian tricolor, like pinstripe down the side of it, absolutely beautiful. So I have high hopes for the Ferrari. Their stream is beginning in 13 minutes time. Well, actually, their stream starts at 10:29 a.m. UK time, not 10:30. Just Ferrari things for you. Their stream starts then. We'll take some predictions of when they'll actually show the car. I always think it'll be about the half-hour mark, about halfway through the stream. We have, I believe, a 1-hour Ferrari live stream where they'll reveal their car, and then immediately, 1 hour later, Alpine are then doing a live stream to do their season launch. I think they'll be slightly different. I don't know. But I believe the Ferrari one will be at their private testing ground, and they will probably do like 1 or 2 laps as they normally do, because Ferrari like to actually show off that the car works, that kind of thing. Alpine is doing their one from the Barcelona track, and they've confirmed they will be doing some laps on track after they reveal the car, hopefully in the same live stream. That would be quite nice. Obviously, Alpine's already taken to the track, like we've seen pictures and videos of it, so we know it works. Unlike Williams, as the rumours would suggest. What time is the Alpine launch? So the Ferrari launch starts in 10 minutes. The Alpine launch is in 1 hour and 10 minutes. So we're going to do both. I'll be here for about 2 hours. We're just going to watch through, get some reactions to it. I will not be showing it on screen, for those of you wondering. Sadly, my TV here is not connected up to the Ferrari live stream. This is just going to be reactions. There's links in the description on YouTube for you to click through to the official streams yourself, so we can all watch it together. But I don't want to get sued by Ferrari. All right, guys. Any questions before we kick things off? I need to open the stream up in a couple minutes. Have you seen how McLaren aren't doing any laps in preseason testing? Well, I mean, no one's doing any laps so far in preseason testing, so. But we shall see. We shall see. It's kind of a weird one this year. So we obviously have the private test, the Barcelona test, which is next week. It starts on Monday, or potentially starts on Monday. So it's 5 days. All the teams can pick 3 out of those 5 days to drive on. So you could do like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You could do Monday, and then if your car's really broken, you can take Tuesday and Wednesday off to fix it, and then go back on track Thursday, Friday, that kind of thing. We're not going to get any TV coverage, and they're not even allowing like reporters to come in just to interview teams. So we will probably get a couple leaks. There'll probably be a couple things come out from that week, but we're not going to get much, and we probably won't see much of the cars on track. I'm sure we'll hear some rumors if a car, like, you know, catches fire. I'm sure that kind of thing will get out to the news. And then the Bahrain test, they keep changing the plan. So they've reduced how much of it is going to be on TV now. But the plan is each of those 2 weeks, it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and all cars can go on track all 3 days, both weeks. So let's see. I find it unlikely that McLaren won't be on track. But I kind of do believe the rumors that Williams might miss the first day, honestly. It's only next week, and most cars have already done a shakedown, like a filming day. Williams have not. And actually, Williams were meant to be filming, I want to say yesterday, and had to cancel, which is not a good sign. That's not good. So we'll see, because it's only in 4 days' time. Most will sit out Monday. No, but it makes sense to try and drive Monday, and then you've got 1 to 2 days to fix the car. Like if you wait Monday, Tuesday, and then go to track Wednesday, and your car doesn't work, then you're only going to get like half a day on track, and then you'll be fixing it Thursday, Friday. So it makes sense to try and drive Monday. So then you've got maximum potential time. Like, did Williams say why they had to cancel? No, obviously they didn't say why. People were speculating, but the team hasn't said. They just didn't do it. So, and they're not going to tell you. We're not going to find out. I mean, you know, we know it's not the Mercedes engine because Mercedes have run on track. So clearly the engine works, but maybe Williams haven't got it working. Lots of the time, these issues are really boring things. Like they might turn up and it's like an issue with their data capture, and none of their sensors are sending information back to the garage. Like really boring stuff, like an electrical issue. It's not necessarily like, oh, the car exploded. So it could be something crazy. It could have snapped in half. They could have like had a wheel fly off as soon as they tried to take out the garage. But they might have just turned up, and then all their like equipment in the pit was trying to update to Windows 11. They're like, oh shit, we can't start it. Gonna have to wait 3 hours, so we might as well go home. It could be anything. And I've worked in engineering long enough to know that it's always the stupidest reason possible, and every single time something goes wrong, it's a new reason. You will never have the same issue twice, and it will always be some new insane thing happens, because it's just complicated. Engineering is just complicated. Must be the back of the Ferrari livery has gone leaked on Twitter. Well, I should not be going on that website because it's a horrendous, awful part of the internet. I mean, we're gonna see it in a couple minutes' time. So, Darker Saturn, 8 months on Twitch.
Glad to see you back streaming.
No, I'm glad to be back. It feels nice. I mean, I thought this place I'm living now, the internet is too slow, and the internet is real slow here. Like, it takes me absolutely ages to download stuff, but apparently the upload is fast enough to stream, which is surprising, quite honestly. But yeah, I'm glad to be back, and we're going to make it a bit more of a regular thing through this year. Yeah, a couple of days a week, just hanging out, chilling, doing some stuff online. It's going to be fun. I'm not going to look up leak pictures, because we're going to get some grainy little thing. And what's the point of having that as your first impression when we can just see the car in full in just a few minutes' time? So, you know, if they'd leaked it a few days ago, I would have taken a look. But 7 minutes before the 7 minutes before the live stream, there's no point. Have they announced the time for the livery launch? Have who announced the time? Ferrari and Alpine? Yes. The Ferrari one starts in almost no time at all. And actually saying that, let me get up the Ferrari stream. I said I will not be showing it on screen. I'll probably have the sound on a little bit, so you probably hear it in the background, but I won't be showing it because YouTube will just take my stream down if I do that. Ferrari just making a smoothie in their Ninja blender, it seems, before the stream starts. 13 months, Mr. Brookmans. Thank you for coming back. Yeah, when you click on the Ferrari stream, you get a trailer, which is the car launch sound. That does sound like a blender. I'm not sure if that's the sexiest engine noise I've ever heard. The ones we've seen on track sound decent. I was saying yesterday, the cars are a lot more... Hello. They're a lot more throaty this year. A lot more exhausty. And a lot more kind of like pre-fiery as well. Oh, I thought it was gonna read that out, but Macro, welcome as a YouTube member. Brand new one. Yeah, the cars sound a lot more like aggressive in their engine. You would think they would try and tune that out, because typically, like, yeah, it's nice to have an aggressive engine sound, but oftentimes that means you're losing efficiency, and the most, you know, the most efficient cars, and like F1 engines are on a level of efficiency that you just don't see anywhere else, like not in any other kind of motorsport. Typically, it's refining out, which is why F1 cars sound so different. They sound like smooth notes rather than like individual cylinders firing. But the ones we've heard so far sound very like throaty and very like rough, which sounds cool. There is a lot of the electric motor whine. But yeah, the Ferrari one, that did just sound like a blender, I'm not going to lie to you. A super text-to-speech can have fun with this.
Fratelli d'Italia, l'Italia sei destra, dell'Almo di Scipio, sei scintilla testa dove la vittoria la porga la chioma, che chava di Roma e Giolacrio.
Thank you for the super chat, Ben. I don't speak Welsh, so I have no idea what he was saying there, but
Hello.
Shabby Wobby gifted a tier 1 sub to Ferrari_Alpine. They have given 45 gift subs in the channel.
Shabby, where do you even find these people to give the gift subs to? Why are there Twitch accounts with these names? You'll take the Italian over the emoji spam? Same. I no idea what it means, but you know what? Let's translate it while we're here. We got 2 minutes till Ferrari starts. That's not Spanish, you dick. It's Italian. It means, brothers, Italy has awakened. With Scipio's helmet, she has girded her head where victory offers her hair. That God has created her a slave to Rome? Alright. Okay. I get the feeling there's some excitement for the Ferrari launch, is what it sounds like. So yeah. Do you think F1 26 cars would be fun at Bathurst? No. Bathurst is tiny and F1 cars are huge. And even though these cars are a tiny bit smaller, they're still absolutely huge. If you put an F1 car next to like a V8 supercar, you'd realise just how fucking huge an F1 car is. So no, F1 cars... When I made the Home Race Canada video at the start of last season, and I gave Jack Doohan Phillip Island, and everyone was saying like, oh, he should have had Bathurst. No! That would be awful for Formula 1. It's 3 huge straights where, yeah, you maybe get some slipstreaming, and then the cars would just get stuck on the hill section. Like, they would barely be able to get through there. I know we've seen show runs. People always like, oh, they do it in show runs. Is it going to read that out? No. Harry JB, welcome in on Twitch. Yeah, I know we've seen F1 cars in show runs at Bathurst, but you have to understand they're driving at like not even half speed, maybe like 30-40% speed. Like, if you try to take an F1 car full pelt, wow. Sorry, that would be the sound of the Ferrari countdown. We can have a little bit of sound in the background for this. This actually is giving me Disco Elysium soundtrack vibes. So yeah, like, if you had a race there, there would be no overtaking, apart from maybe on the... I don't know what the flat section is called. Maybe a couple, like, over the line, but, like, really not many. And then there would just be so many crashes, but not in a fun way, and just, like, a boring glance the wall way. So, no. F1 and Bathurst are never gonna have sweet, beautiful babies together. It's just not gonna happen. And that's for the best. How many more minutes until the drops? Well, that's a good question. Actually, Ferrari stream is now starting on my screen. Let's get some predictions. Let's get some predictions. How long into the stream till they show the car? The Audi one was 31 minutes in. I mean, Ferrari is literally starting with some 3D renders of a car, but without a livery on it. Oh! No, that's just a... Oh! We see the car. We see the car. Okay, we've got blue underside to the rear wing. And then just the HP on the... behind the air intake like last year. I gotta say, it looks good. It looks good. That white is nice. We are back to kind of an 80s look for the Ferrari. Duck is gonna hate this. Yeah, but Duck hates white. No, once again, we will not be getting into it. We don't see... Yeah, because I'm not going to show it on screen because I don't want to get sued. There's a link down below. You can watch it as well. I like it. I like it. Similar to 2000s? Yeah, yeah. It is back. It's back in time for Ferrari. That looks good. That looks good. It's like it could be a tiny bit better, the implementation of it. And I do agree. I actually like the blue underside to the rear wing. But if you maybe took the blue... That was it! I'm sorry, I was expecting a 1 hour stream. Are you telling me that Ferrari stream was 2 minutes long? I mean, fair play. They mean business. No waffle. No waffle at all. In, out, logo. Here you go. Done. Fair play. Okay, let's see how quickly we get some pictures up on the Ferrari, on the Formula 1 website. That is so funny to a 2 minute stream. I feel like they'll hit the Ferrari Instagram first. I'll get it up. I'll get it up. I'll get it up. Okay, they've just got the video in for their Instagram, which, you know what? Let's just watch it. Let's just watch it. Ooh, pictures. So, let me show you what I can see. Ferrari Instagram has just dropped the stream. This is the entirety of the stream that we just saw. For those of you who didn't see it. There's no messing around at Ferrari, like... They've got places to be, they've got cars to design. Can't be spending an hour on this bullshit. Alpine is in an hour, so we've got an hour to chat now, it seems. Yeah, look at that. That's a good-looking car. I like... And actually, it's IBM on the underside of the wing, not HP. They could have combined the two, really. Could have, like, given it double duties. Let me get, like, a nice side shot, and I'll pause it. Yes, it has a battery. Yes, I don't care. Come on. Come on. That's a good-looking car. I will not... People like to complain about Ferrari, like, regardless of what they do. It's so ugly. In what way? In what way? Like, actually point out what about this is ugly. Genuinely. It's a red car with white. It's got some nice red pinstriping, like, to give that more subtle transition into the white. Bro, this is a 1980s Ferrari. One of the best-looking eras of Ferrari when we had the huge air intakes on top of the car. That's a good-looking car. It's very nice, like black base, then red, then white. We've got vertical bands. I actually think we could have done a white front wing, or at least partially white front wing, but I do like the all black as it is currently. It suits the shape of this car well. Yeah, let's get some ratings. Let's get some ratings in the chat, guys. Out of 10, what are we giving this thing? Somebody check on Duck. Ooh, hopefully he'll be asleep right now. It's what, like, midnight in California. And Duck is in college. Duck is in university. And I believe he started a new term yesterday. It was the first day back at school. So I would hope he's in bed. But knowing him, probably not. Okay, we got a big mix. 4, 7. Wow, okay, that's going fast. I'm seeing literally like every number. 4, 7, 9, 5, 8, 8.5. It looks unfinished. 6 out of 10. I disagree. I disagree.
Double DSQ has never looked so good.
We are going to get more DSQs this year for sure. Like, these cars could be breaking down left, right, and center. 7 out of 10. Good livery. It's mid. 4 out of 10. It's the Monza livery from last year and people loved it. Proper 8 or 9. See, exactly. If Ferrari had something else and they dropped this as a special livery, people would be like, oh, it looks great. People are going to complain regardless when it's Ferrari. They just have that culture. They could drop, honestly, the best looking thing you have ever seen. And people would be like, nah, mid. Like, they could drop one of the Monza special liveries from a couple years ago, like with the yellow in there. I want to say the one where it just had like Ferrari and white across the rear spoiler. One of the best looking liveries of the last decade. People still would be complaining. Not the Zin, it's a 6. Yeah, I was hoping for more. I was hoping for more nicotine sponsorship on the side of the car. Also, Ben, thank you for the super chat. No car will be better than the McLaren 40, so it's a 6 out of 10. I'm going to tell you now, that McLaren is going to look like arse. McLaren haven't had a good livery in a very long time. That is going to be one of the worst this year. I just know it.
Where's my Alonso segment? I'm edging it.
You're on the wrong channel. This is not Crash Happy. We don't do that here. I mean, maybe in the Aston Martin launch in a couple of weeks' time, but there's going to be no Alonso segments today. Picture in mod chat, Mr. V. Let me see what Shabby sent me. The side view. Well, let's just roll around in the short again. You can't like scrub through a reel, can you? I have to just watch it from the start. I'm not an expert on shorts and stuff. I'll pause it when we get the side view. I see someone says, when is Cadillac launch? Cadillac launches this Sunday. No, sorry, Cadillac launches a week on Sunday. No, 2 weeks on Sunday. On Super Bowl Sunday. Okay, we've got a big play button in the middle, but it's just got the Shell logo underneath. Don't worry about that. I like it. I'm going to say, I don't think I like it as much as the Mercedes, but it's up there with the Haas. I would have to look at them side by side. This is definitely going either second or third on my leaderboard. Definitely above both the Red Bull cars, for sure. It's just cleaner. It just works better with the car. Oh, we do have Zin! Guys, we can have nicotine. Beautiful. Right by the driver's head as well. Get that snooze right in Charles Leclerc's lips. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. We need the green lines on top of the side pods. I would have appreciated this little red pinstripe here, as you see. If that was a full Italian flag stripe, I would have appreciated that. That would be like true classic Ferrari livery.
What's this?
But it's still nice.
It's like they were trying to emulate the 2016 livery but failed.
Bro, no. Okay, let me get up a 2016 Ferrari, and I'm going to go ahead and say I think this one's probably better than that. Yeah. Like, let's be really serious for now. Like, I know people like to complain about Ferrari. Wow, that's a big picture. But look, let's just be really serious for a second. What we've just seen is a better looking car than this. It's a better version of this. I do like on this one the little stripes around the air intake. That looks like they've literally just got some tape, stuck it on like 2 minutes before the race. But this one's kind of messy. It's got some weird things, like we have the red, well actually a red pinstripe here onto the white, but then down here we have the Italian tricolour. And you know, we've like broken up this black element here. I don't like, because it makes it look like the airbox is floating. So what we've just seen, this guy, better looking than 2016. 2016 way better. You are talking nostalgia leaking out of your arse. That's all it is. There's absolutely no way. Like, this is a good looking car. 2026, cleaner. And we like clean. And these new cars suit clean. Because these cars are going to start to get busy. Like, what I don't like on this car, because, you know, back here we had the weird, like, the double barge board thing. And the overhang on the entrance to the side pod. You know, this tiny bit of white here is just messy. Just don't paint that on. I understand they wanted it so from like a dead-on side view, the stripe continues. But so, like, from any other angle, it just messes up the shapes. So stuff like this is messy on that car, and I don't like we've got a green stripe here and nowhere else apart from on the air intake. That kind of thing.
What's this?
Refresh socials, HD pics.
Ooh. Also, let me just Ooh. Yeah. That's a nice livery. I feel like as well, I don't know if I'm going crazy, I feel like the teams have put less of their sponsors on their cars this year. Like, look at this. Look how many sponsors. Like, Ferrari still have this many sponsors. But I feel like they've come to agreements where these more minor sponsors just don't get a spot anymore. Because most of the cars now seem to have just gone with a concept of, like, just having their big hitters on the side of the car. We still get some of the smaller ones on the nose.
What's this?
You know, we still have a Whoop and Binks on the nose. But the
You
side
need
of the...
to remember Twitter said HP bad, so if it was anywhere in the car in blue, it's a 1/10.
Well, exactly. I said people complain about anything. Like, yeah, if the HP logo was black or red, maybe. But as I said yesterday with the Microsoft and the Mercedes, we shouldn't be marking them down too much for how their sponsors look. Like, the car is going to have sponsors. You can make the argument, like, Shell works well because it's yellow, but I'm sure there's company logos out there that would look better than the Shell on the side of the car. And so you can't mark them down for not signing those sponsors. That's not how it works. Like, I personally think the Unicredit doesn't look fantastic with its, like, white outline. And I also think it's kind of weird to have a Shell logo here and another, you can't really see because it's quite small, but another Shell logo there next to the like the emergency pull cord. Like, why? Why bother? But it is part of the overall look of the car, but it's not as important as the base paint job in my rankings, because the teams don't get to choose what the sponsor logos look like. They get to choose where they put them, and it's much better to put this here than put it on the red. That would have looked bad. Yeah, and I do like this. That actually works really well. That's a nice little flash. It gives us like an interesting, different perspective on the car when we see it from behind. Not that anyone's going to see this, because Ferrari's going to be the 10th fastest team this year. Well, maybe the Cadillac driver's going to be seeing this, but... Be fast, please. Yeah. Where's Alpine's car? Well, we have got another 45 minutes until Alpine. So I've just got to fill the air, it seems. Yeah, I'm going to say it's pretty equal with Haas for me at the moment. Maybe Haas is better than this. But if this is going to be third on the leaderboard so far, it's a strong third. It's close. It's not Mercedes. It's not challenging Mercedes, I have to say. That Mercedes looks so good. There is a bit too much Zin. There is quite a lot of Zin on this car, and I don't know about that one. Like, obviously, it's not banned. You can have vapes and things like that as long as there's no tobacco in them. But that feels like it's missing the point of the tobacco ban. Like, tobacco was banned back in the day when cigarettes were the only nicotine product. Now that we have so many non-tobacco nicotine products, and the argument goes that they're less harmful, but like, I don't know, man. I don't know. No one looks at someone using Zin and they're like, oh, that's a healthy lifestyle choice. I don't know about that one on the car, Ferrari. Average British Red Bull hater. I literally have said that the Red Bull looks good. It just looks worse than last year. They've released a clip of it driving. Ooh. And does it explode? That is the question. We can put the sound on for this. Jesus, that's loud. Ferrari always do this, like every single year without fail at their livery launch. They will always show off a lap. It's just like part of the Ferrari ethos. Like, you got to prove there's some substance to your announcement. It sounds a lot better there than the blender sound we got at the start of the stream. What do you guys make of the engine sounds this year?
What's this?
It definitely sounds more aggressive than last year.
Should be all vaping snooze sponsors.
It's the most Scandinavian comment I've heard in a while.
What's this?
What's your favorite corner?
Ooh. I'm a big fan of something hefty and fast, like a 130R. Give me like a Cops. Give me a Cops. Give me a 130R. Or give me something that makes you shit yourself. Give me like a Degner 1. Like some absolutely lethal corner. But yeah, something rapid. I like them quick. Engine sounding better, less like a vacuum. True. I do think they'll sound a bit more like Formula E cars. I think teams are kind of hiding it in the promotional material they put out so far. But I think there's going to be quite significant electric whine coming out of these, particularly mid-race. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if here... I wouldn't be surprised if right there they've kind of turned down the battery power, so it's running more like 75-80% engine. But when we're in the race and it's like 50-50, I think there's going to be a significant electric whine coming from these things. And it's going to be interesting. I was saying this last stream. When you watch Formula E and it's just that electric sound, it makes it feel slow. Like, we associate kind of like those deep, rich engine tones with speed, and we associate more noise with more speed. So I think when you hear that very high-pitched sound, it will kind of have a psychological effect that the cars are not as fast. And Formula 1 already does a bad job of making the cars look fast. Like, the way they set up cameras around the tracks oftentimes make them look very slow with these huge, long, like, telephoto shots. So I think that's one thing to be careful with. And that can be changed quite a lot with, like, the microphone setup around the tracks. Like, you could also just EQ that out if that is a problem. I am going to race this year. I'll be going to the new track in Madrid, which is going to be interesting. And hopefully going to a couple others as well, but that's the only one I've got confirmed at the moment. So it's going to be interesting to see how they sound in real life, because they normally sound quite a lot different in real life to how they do through the TV broadcast. Like, they do quite a lot of audio processing on them. Formula E is slow. I mean, it's slow compared to Formula 1, but if you saw one fucking yeet it past you on, like, a city street, then you would not think it was slow, trust me. Yeah, Formula E is not the fastest motorsport out there, but it's still quick in the grand scheme of things. I would rather have a cigarette brand sponsor than a gambling brand sponsor. Ooh. That... I don't know, like, is that a controversial opinion? We might need to put a poll up on that one. Which one would you take, gambling or tobacco? Probably neither is the good way to do it. I'm going to put a poll up. I think that's quite a fun controversial one. Let's not show this. Show my stream revenue. Ugh.
What's this?
It will look beautiful in the wall.
I kind of agree, Oliver. It's a nice looking car. Is it going to be a quick car? I don't know. I don't necessarily think so. It is a good looking car. No, I remain hopeful that Ferrari is going to be competitive this year. There's a lot of talk about Mercedes engines. Nobody really knows. Let's be real. Nobody knows. And so Ferrari with their Ninja blender might have cooked. Like, everyone talking about Mercedes engine tricks. Ferrari know about engine tricks. Let's be clear. So I think they could cook. I think we have a chance of a competitive grid. We don't know. We just don't know. What we do know is they're still going to be absolutely god-awful at strategy and managing their drivers. We know that one for a fact, because they always have been and they always will be. Mr. V, what's with the small shark fin area? Looks like a couple of stairs. Oh, the stepping on the fin. It's a good point. It's a good point. We'll come to that in a second. I will say on YouTube, Tobacco was winning that vote 76 to 24. People love to smoke. They just love it. Can't get enough of the cigarettes. Remnant, if that's how you say that. Welcome in as a YouTube member. Welcome. So you're asking about... Oh, we can see it quite well in this picture, actually. Boop. I don't know how you can see on your screen, but here? Do we have a closer one? Oh, we do. Here. Oh, that's nice. You see, it's not a straight line. We have this stepping here. My guess would be that's basically acting as just like flow separators, like tiny little vortex generators. Because if we've got air hitting the side of this fin... I don't know how much you guys know about aerodynamics. I don't want to get too deep into it because it can be quite hard to explain. But basically, when air comes at something like along a flat surface, it can kind of stick to it and follow that surface down. So obviously this surface here, when you see the car from the front, is like this. It's pointing towards where the car's going. So it's kind of like a flat surface as far as the air is concerned. So air that comes from the side and air that comes a bit wider out is going to get stuck to this, and it might have a tendency to get kind of drawn down by these shapes here. So it's going to get sucked down towards the floor. But if you want a bit more of that air to hit the top side, or maybe even the underside of the top wing, then you kind of want it to not be stuck to this surface. You want it to instead separate, and so it's in free air here and come over the top of this wing, rather than getting sucked down and end up, down at the top of the diffuser. So these fins won't do that much, but they'll have a bit of an effect of like, how to explain? They kind of just like break. Imagine the air's like stuck to the surface, and they kind of have the effect of just like chipping away at it and getting it unstuck. And so instead of flowing down like this, it will instead just like pop off again, and then it's out in the open, and then it will just go pretty much in a straight line to the top of the wing. So that would be my guess for these things. There is a chance as well. We don't have any pictures that show it. I don't think. No. Oh. It doesn't look like it, but there is a chance as well, in the back of those cuts, you could have little holes, which would basically just be like little exhaust vents from the engine, which could be just letting hot air out for cooling on hotter weekends. But then that can also have a good air effect of blasting more air over the top of the rear wing. So that might be like an option they pull out throughout the year by like having these actually open.
Ferrari have been very considerate to Antonelli, a nice brightly coloured car, easy for him to see and know which car to hit.
I mean, he would have made it work even if this thing was jet black. Kimi knows his mission. He knows which car to hit. He knows that Mr. Leclerc's not allowed to be happy. But yeah, certainly they're making it easy for him. But with all the bright white hats, like he might accidentally go for one of those. I'm just trying to think now. Are we likely to see any cars that look similar to Ferrari? It would be so funny for Cadillac to come out with a bright red car. I believe that Cadillac's going to come out majority yellow, but with some red on it. If they did a red base, that would be so funny. I know Cadillac, they've obviously showed off their like testing camo, which is black base, and some pictures leaked. Someone took a photo through the door at their Silverstone manufacturing base, and it was painted white. But I get the feeling that's just like a testing camo as well. I don't think their car is going to be white. I think it's going to be yellow. But it would be so funny for them to come out of a red car. Does Cadillac have a color? Well, kind of yes, kind of no. They've steered towards black, yellow, and red historically. But if you look at things like, well, basically any American motorsport, you don't really have like standard team liveries in the same way. It's a lot more common to have different liveries for every driver in the team, because every driver will have their own sponsors, which is explicitly forbidden in Formula 1. Like, it's in the rules of Formula 1. Your two cars have to be the exact same. But more like you see in Formula 2 and Formula 3, you can have individual drivers with their own, like, completely different liveries to their teammates.
What's your favorite helmet design of all time?
I'll get onto that in a second. And so, yeah, like, Cadillac don't really have standard team colors. But to my memory, yellow with then, like, red and black details. Alpine is coming up in 30 minutes time. Get yourself strapped in for some blue and pink. And potentially still one of the slowest cars on the grid. Why is the airbox a triangle? Why not? Why not? Basically, making it a triangle here, you're going to be minimizing frontal area. So, like, the airbox has to have... It's got a roll hoop built into it. Can I zoom in? Can I zoom? I wish my fingers weren't so fat so I could type on my keyboard without hitting all the wrong numbers all the time. Oh, it's just a huge image. Jesus Christ. Okay, so you're asking why this is a triangle. So it's mandated in the construction of the cars. There has to be a roll hoop built into this. So these two bits here are the structure of this roll hoop, which obviously goes down and is attached somewhere down here. So it's for like vertical strength. If the car flips upside down, think like Grosjean Yu. Guan Yu, Silverstone a couple of years ago. If the car lands on its top, this point here has to be able to take some enormous amount of load. It's like 4 tons, something like that, like a lot. So you have to have this kind of shape like this. So obviously having a narrow triangle is the narrowest way to have that. Like, we've seen some other cars, we've seen like the V car, but it's actually quite wide. And then they have almost like an upside down, what is that shape called? Rhombus? But like a trapezoid. So they've gone for like a fat roll hoop. But obviously having a narrow roll hoop, when you look from the front on, is the smallest area possible, which is just less drag. It just makes the car thinner, and thin means less drag. So in theory, it helps with straight line speed. And it's a tiny difference, but you know, tiny differences add up when we're talking about one of the most competitive motorsports in the world. All in all, like the actual design of this Ferrari car so far, this is not just a standard 2026 show car. They've gone similar to Mercedes, where they've actually shown a car with some unique design on it. This will not be the same car that hits the track even next week. But this is probably, you know, like an early development. This might have been some 3D models from 6 months ago, that kind of thing. So it's not just a standard show car. Like, we've got some interesting things, you know, little vortex generators here for the underside of the side pods. If you guys don't know what that means, a vortex generator, basically, you're creating a swirl in the air, because a vortex, like a little whirlpool going through the air, behaves differently to regular airflow. And so you have elements like this, so when the air hits the front of it, it's then going to get kicked up. You know, like, you can see in the rain, and the tips of the wings back here, and you get these, like, spirals coming off the back of the wings like that. A small version of that, basically. Obsa, welcome in on Prime, over on Twitch. So yeah, those things, you obviously have lots of small versions of that all around the car, because those vortexes behave differently. And you can use that strategically, so you might have one here, for then that vortex to come down here and fully along the underside of this, which will then help guide all the other air that's coming in here. So this is not just a show car. We have got some actual Ferrari unique parts on this thing. It's looking pretty strong so far. Like, this is a well-developed looking car. I don't know about this enormous element here. Jesus Christ. But yeah, fundamentally, it's looking decent. There's been a lot of talk about front suspension, push rod. All the teams basically, so last year all the teams had pull rod suspension, which effectively means the steering element, so this one, that actually turns the wheels. Push rod is when it mounts at the top, pull rod is when it mounts low down at the bottom. Every team last year, apart from Mercedes, had pull rod. But they all have switched to push rod for this year. Normally because it's a bit lighter. Ferrari have done the same, it would seem. We may see some of them trying to swap halfway through the year, or even trying out both in Barcelona testing or Bahrain testing. Interesting. It's nice that the cars aren't just using like the standard Formula One like show car model and sticking their liveries on. It's nice for them to actually show unique design elements. Also, Ferrari have they have nothing sticking out of the end plate. Obviously, there's the lower element that has to be there. But we saw, like, on the Haas, it had this enormous plane wing higher up on the front wing. Is there a front-on shot? There was a huge element up here. Ferrari just don't have that at all. So they will in the final car, I guarantee you. Yeah, it's nice to see some unique parts in these things. Poland car. It's a Monaco car. What are you talking about? Wait. Which way up is the Monaco flag? Oh, no. Maybe this is a Poland car. I know this is about an F1 car launch, but for $15, would you watch a WEC race? No. No. Do you mean an entire race? $15 for like 6 hours of my life it's just a bad. That's just a bad rate of pay. But no, I'm not gonna start tuning into any races that might be on. We're just not gonna do that. Maybe I'll start covering some other motorsports throughout this year, but not right now. Not right now. The Monaco. I genuinely can't remember which way up the Monaco flag is. I feel like it's red on top, but fuck only knows, mate. It's just white and red. It's just a boring flag, isn't it? Oh, your flag looks the same as Indonesia, mate. No one's mistaken the British flag. Ain't no other flags that look like that one. Get yourself a more interesting flag, Monaco. Is the fin staggered? The fin is staggered. We covered this. But yeah, I like that. I think that's a nice little element. You will see that changing. There will be some different versions of that throughout the year, guaranteed. Because these are areas that are quite easy to change on a car. Like, you know, if you're going to change your front suspension, that changes so much of the front of the car. But even if you change like these barge boards, that has an effect on the area of the side pods and the diffuser behind it. But these fins are just affecting the top side of the rear wing. So you can kind of change these quite a lot, and it doesn't have too much of an effect on the drivability of the car. So you'll see teams playing around with these quite a lot, and you'll see these changing several times throughout the year. Which flag would make the best track? Give me the Seychelles, man. That would be nutty. Or just give me something absolutely horrendous, like... Oh. Give me, like... Is it Lebanon that has a tree on their flag? Give me that. Just give me a rally stage. The whole British Empire flag looks like the British... But they have other stuff! You're not going to tell me the Australian flag looks the same as the British flag. It contains the British flag in the corner. It's not the whole... You're not going to mistake the two, are you? Wales would make a good track. Honestly, a big old dragon track would go hard. Bhutan. Oh, with the... Like, the Asian-style dragon. Wales versus Bhutan is a crazy, like, battle for best dragon flag. Isle of Man. Isle of Man would be sick as hell. For people who don't know, the Isle of Man flag is, what, 3 legs? Something weird like that. The Flaff. Hell yeah, that's a track and a half. Give me Iraq because of the text. No, we're not going there. Or Saudi Arabia at the same time.
What's this?
I just saw that.
What Crash Happy member's hairline would make the best F1 track?
Well, I'm disqualified, aren't I? Because I don't have one. Pulse is barely scraping in on legality there. I'm going to give it to James, honestly. That man's he's got a solid hairline. He's got a good barber, it seems. Dan's is fucking all over the place. Let's be honest. God only knows what his hair's going to look like each day. Sicily is similar to the Isle of Man. Right, let's just get out of the way. We didn't even talk about Nepal. No, don't give me cities. Don't give me regions. I do like a Frisian flag. Goes hard. That can't be real. You fucking Mr. Blobby flag. give me country flags. Country flags. Yeah, this is Bhutan, right? That's what in my head. That's what came up when we heard about Bhutan. Albania as well. Beautiful stuff. That's a hard track. I mean, that is like a it's like a Formula Drift stage. It's not like an F1 track, but it is cool. Yeah. Guys, we have got 20 minutes until Alpine is dropping. I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break because I've finished... No, I haven't. I haven't finished my Red Bull Juneberry. It's my last one, so I'm going to have to go out and get some more in a second. But I'm just going to go grab a glass of water, use the bathroom, and then we're going to lock in for this Alpine launch. I think the Alpine one will be longer than 2 minutes. Can't really be shorter than the Ferrari one, can it? But don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back. We're just going to take a little ad break is all. Let me just down this though. Oh, there was more in that can than I thought. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Should have got some BWT water up in here for this. But I think they make, like, water coolers. I'm not paying $2,000 for a water cooler just for one gag. I love the Madrid Street Circuit name. You do you, buddy.
Hello.
You do you. Also, Devil's Fire, welcome in on Prime. Well, beautiful timing, because we're just about to take a break. We'll be back in a second. See you then. Hello, welcome back. When can the Pinar reveal not be members? Well, that's not happening on this website, I can tell you that for a fact. Oh, did I answer what's my favorite helmet design? I If we're talking like current, let's not go back in time because there's been so many over the years. On the current grid, I am actually a huge fan of Charles Leclerc's helmet. I think it's very simple, it's very bold, very memorable. It is just the Monaco flag. But yeah, it just works well. I just like what he's done with it. Other than that, some, like, Ricciardo always had some very interesting ones. We also had some special ones. There was a couple last year, like, when Hamilton has done stuff like just having a full gold helmet or, like, a full glitter ball helmet. Those I really like as well. Like, look, I think lots of people look at helmets and we get some intricate designs, got lots of lines on them. Things like Verstappen's is a nice looking helmet, but if we look at more like a Carlos Sainz helmet, it's got a lot of like details on it and a lot of pinstriping, which, yeah, if you just look at the helmet, looks fine. But normally we're seeing these in a much quicker context. We're seeing like flashes of them as a car goes past. And so a helmet kind of has to be judged from its like overall, like at a glance, basically. I really liked a couple years ago when Hamilton was in Mercedes, his last couple years Mercedes, when he did like the fluorescent yellow one. Because when you saw the car, even from quite a significant distance, like, you know it's Lewis Hamilton immediately. And so I thought that worked really well. Things like this. Like, that's how I'm judging a helmet, is when you see the driver in the car while it's driving past you, how quickly can you tell it's that driver? So I want something that's like really recognizable, really bold, and really distinctive. So that's what I'm going for. Okay, guys, 15 minutes. 15 minutes till Alpine is dropping. They also have a YouTube live stream. There is a link for it down below on YouTube. I have not got a link on Twitch because I don't know how I would do that. But yeah, if you're on the YouTube stream, there is a link down below. It's meant to start 10:30. We shall see. We shall see. I don't know if they're going to start with engine sounds like we had before. But actually, it'd be nice to compare the Mercedes engine to the Ferrari one. I was about to say the Renault engine, but it's not. It's not a Renault engine. Fangio's helmet was Who else put Lando Norris monster in their mouth today? I always find it funny. So in Brighton, there's this massive Asda in the marina, and when the Lando monster dropped, they bought in tons of it. You know, you get like the promotional displays that you can put like anywhere in the store, like the little shelf of them. They must have bought like 10 of those. They had like one in the entrance. They had like in a couple different places throughout the store, a couple by the self-checkouts. And then just like no one bought them. So they were just there for months. They had thousands and thousands of cans of Lando Norris Monster. And no one bought them. They're still there. I guarantee if I go into the Asda today, it's still full of Lando Norris Monster because no one wants it.
For me, it's Vettel 2022. Probably gonna buy a replica.
Vettel 22. Off the top of my head, could not tell you what that looks like. If only I could type. If only. Ooh. So just the white with the like the German flag stripe down it. What was his base livery for the year? I think this was his base, right? Like this. He also did a couple special versions like Italian Grand Prix. He had the Ukraine No War for, I want to say, the first couple races of the year. Maybe testing. But this must have been the base for the year. That's also beautiful as well, the Singapore one. Also got like a pride flag, but at the same time, it's very much like Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon on the black base. Very nice. But yeah, this is a base. That's what I'm saying. It's bold. Like, from a distance, you see him sitting in the car. You know that's Vettel driving towards you. I really like that. I really like that. Also, I think verticality works in helmets. So lots of people like to do horizontal stripes, basically following the shape of the visor back like this. But having vertical, kind of cutting it sideways, works really well. Because it just breaks up the shape. Like, I don't know if Carlos has dropped his one for this year. I'm going to say no, he hasn't. But like the base science helmet is, yeah, it's a nice helmet. But realistically, when he's sat in the car, you're not seeing any of this back here. You're seeing just blue. Just blue visor, blue helmet. And it's not really that distinctive. And also, like, it's interesting to have all this detail on the car, and it looks good when you buy a replica and you have this thing sat on the shelf and it's sat side on. Because there's some nice detailing here, and it works with the font choice on his 55 logo. But in the car, useless. Absolutely useless.
I just
Wrong one. Sorry, Arav says, just came back from school. Can you recap, please? And then Remnan says, yeah, the white one will go well to my racing suit. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, the Vettel white is absolutely beautiful. That was a nice helmet. That's the kind of thing I like. It's distinctive. It's clean. Just to recap, Ferrari have launched their car with maybe like a 1.5 minute live stream. Maybe 2 minute live stream. So for those of you who haven't seen, Ferrari livery for this year is this, which I think that's a nice livery. I don't know if I'd quite call it banger. What happened to my mic? What happened to my mic? Hopefully it still sounds fine. Yeah, it sounds like it's picking it up. Yeah, the audio is fine. Just refresh the stream. This is a solid livery. This is nice. Like, lots of people are saying there's going to be more white in the Ferrari, which I personally think is a good thing. This is more like a classic Ferrari livery from a couple decades ago. Solid. Really solid. So, good design. Second or third on the leaderboard for me. Behind Mercedes. And maybe behind Haas. So I'll have to judge them a bit more. And that was it. Like, there was no stream from Ferrari. There was no talking. They've put out a couple of videos of the car on track. If you haven't seen, it sounds like this. Sounds decent. Sounds quite nice. I'm a fan of the engine sounds for this year. I think it's a good change we've got. Particularly because the actual engine is now less powerful than it used to be. While at the same time sounding more powerful, which is fair play. Fair play. Like, you have to imagine it's smaller, and you have to imagine there's less complexity in, like, the exhausting. But maybe that's what's helping the kind of, like, more aggressive sound. Like, it kind of sounds like it's got shorter exhausting in there. Like, it's straight piped. And maybe it literally is. Maybe there is just, like, a shorter exhaust route now. That kind of thing. Because it's, like, a smaller engine package to get more battery in there. So maybe that's why they sound more aggressive. Because we just got straight piped V6 Ferrari engine in the back of that thing. Hell yeah. Someone said, would you go to the British Grand Prix if it wasn't near Milton Keynes? I mean, I would still happily go to it even though it is near Milton Keynes. Thankfully, it's not in Milton. I like to shit on Milton Keynes. I did live there for a while, and it's fine. It's fine. It's not like a cultural centre for the arts, is it? But it's fine. Could be worse. Yeah, I'd love to go to the British Grand Prix. Quite an expensive Grand Prix to go to. And despite the fact I keep emailing them, they don't want the Mr. V live show on the main stage. Got a P1 live show on the main stage. You don't want this? You don't want this for hours and hours on the main stage? You get the Black Eyed Peas and then Mr. V headline straight afterwards. People would be going nuts in the crowd. But they keep just not returning my emails. Don't know why. It's weird. Yeah, British Grand Prix is a lot of fun. And I like a Grand Prix that's in the middle of nowhere because I like the vibe of camping. I like the vibe of, going for Friday, you're going for qualifying Saturday, and you come back to the campsite, Just thousands of people. Everyone's in the middle of a field with nothing else to do, so they're all just getting drunk. It's just a big party. It's like a big festival. So yeah, British Grand Prix is still the best Grand Prix I've ever been to. Top tier. Top tier. What's the point of electric F1 cars? We have Formula E. Well, they're hybrids. Just like almost every single road car in the world now. So, so what do they call it? Road applicable technology. It makes sense. It makes sense. Like almost any new car you buy now is going to have some kind of electric element. Even if they don't sell it as hybrid, it'll be what's in the industry referred to as like a mild hybrid. So, yeah. What about Crash Happy Live at the British Grand Prix? I think it's unlikely, but the chance is never zero, and we have contacted them. Even if it's not main stage, like put us on one of the small stage, put us on the cop stage, Saturday afternoon, just before quali, Crash Happy Live. Guys, if you want these kinds of things, genuinely, if you like message Silverstone on Instagram or like reply to their posts, they do see stuff like that. If you genuinely want something like that, if you just make it known, it has a huge effect. Like that's the kind of thing that helps us do these kinds of live events. So, you know, get on the Silverstone Instagram, fill their comment section with like, can we have Crash Happy Live at Silverstone 26? Make it happen. Make it happen. When is the Alpine reveal? Alpine is starting in 5 minutes time. Let's actually get up the live stream. Once again, I'm not going to be sharing it because it's on YouTube. YouTube Content ID will take down my stream if I do. But there is a link down below if you guys want to bring up the Alpine stream. We can all watch along together. Ooh, it's like a party. Countdown says 4 minutes exactly. I see the Alpine chat is just filled, absolutely filled to the brim with the Argentine flag. As is my chat, apparently. The like visibility of Argentinian fans online is absolutely wild how loud they are. I like it though. Like, get behind your driver, it's cool. How do you think the Alpine will look? I think it will look similar to... Let's go back a couple years. Like, obviously, the last couple years, it's had too much black on it. If we could have a solid baby blue car with some nice pink detailing for BWT. I mean, because... I'm not going to show the stream, but I can show you this. I think we're making it clear there's going to be some significant BWT pink on this car, just from this screen. But something like this, a lighter blue. If the blue is this dark, I don't know. I don't know if I like that. But a lighter blue, like it was a couple years ago, that would look nice. So yeah, like more like 2020, I want to say 2 Alpine. I think it will look pretty similar to that. I wish we could go back to 2021 Alpine. But while BWT is here, it's just not going to happen, sadly. Solid pink. I would take a pink base. If we swap that, if you put pink base and then put the BWT words in blue or even black. Oh, pink and black. BWT logo and black on the side pods. I could get behind it. I could get behind it. Yeah, I would prefer a solid pink car. But I would take a baby blue car because that is a beautiful color for a car. That's the kind of color that looks good in any lighting. Like, look, I've obviously made a point of saying I don't think the Red Bull high gloss thing is going to look very good. Maybe it will look good on a night race with like strong floodlights, like in Singapore. But on a cloudy day in Silverstone, not going to look good. But when you do like a kind of matte baby blue, that looks good all the time. It doesn't matter if it's cloudy, doesn't matter if it's raining, doesn't matter if it's like super sunny or a night race. That always looks the same. And so I think it's a really strong choice for the base of the car. But the same thing with like a kind of like a powder pink in matte or even in high gloss would as well look really good. Not the toothpaste car. Well, it's not Williams, is it? It's not going to be that toothpastey. Alpine with the gender reveal. Oh, let's get some votes to the chat, guys. What do you think? It's going to be a boy or a girl? We getting blue boy Alpine or pink girl Alpine? Let's lean into those gender stereotypes. What are we going to get? Blue Alpine, pink Alpine. What do you think? What do you think? You've got 44 seconds to vote. Where do I see Alpine in the rankings of 2026? I think better than last year. Obviously depends on how the engines sit. They've got a Mercedes engine, which everyone thinks is going to be strong. I could see them doing like 5th in the constructors. If the Mercedes one is clear, I could see them doing obviously 3rd or 4th. Lots of people are hot on the Williams hype train. I could see Alpine doing better than Williams this year. I don't think that's out of the realms of possibility. Also, people in the chat, it's like a 50-50 mix, it looks like, between blue and pink, boy and girl. Oh, well, hello.
BWT Alpine Formula One Team Season Launch Event 2026.
Where? She's on a cruise ship.
And I'm coming to you live from the MSC World Europa. Now, at 330
Okay.
meters long, she truly is one of the jewels in the crown of
Oh, bro, I didn't ask about fucking ship facts. That's not what I came here for.
Beautiful Barcelona. Now, the team has welcomed aboard a select audience of special fans, global media, partners, and
Special
we are all
fans.
here for the same thing, the unveiling of the highly anticipated A526 livery, and to officially launch BWT Alpine Formula One Team Session, which, with the new set of regulations, presents a new era and a new opportunity for the team. To find
Okay, she's going to keep talking for a while, I think. So for those of you not watching along, or for those of you who love my commentary more than the actual stream, we're currently getting a piece of camera from a cruise ship parked in the harbour of Barcelona, which is a pretty cool intro, you know, sexy. You would think maybe we would have chosen a French location for the French team, but sure thing, Alpine, sure thing. And we have immediately... I think they're tickling the tip, but we're not going to get our happy ending just yet. Okay. She is back. She is back. Are they in the cruise ship? I'm pretty sure where this is coming from is not at the Barcelona track. I don't know of any buildings at the Barcelona track that look like this. I think it's going to be more similar to other launches. We're going to get some like chat to the team principal. We're going to get some chat to the chief designer. We might get some driver chat first. So they're going to keep us on edge. Going to keep teasing us for a little minute before we see that car. We can get some predictions. When's the car coming out? Ferrari did it immediately. Audi did it on the half-hour mark. Yep. We're getting team chat first.
Francesco, welcome.
Hello everyone, welcome aboard. Thank you for being with us here today. Thank you.
We're not even starting with team chat. This guy is... It's the chairman of MSC Cruises to start with. If that's the case, it's going to be a while till we see this car. If we have to get through them, there's no way we're going to hear from MSC without hearing from BWT. So we've got 2 sponsor chats, then probably team principal chat. I'm going to say we're in it here for at least 20-25 minutes till we see this car. Where did the screen go? I can't show you the stream because YouTube will just content ID it. It will just take my stream down. So I can't show you the entire stream. They're talking about the ship? Yeah. Yeah. So we got ship chat. A little bit of ship chat. Then a little bit of water chat. Then maybe a bit of Alpine chat. Maybe if we're lucky, we'll talk about Formula 1, but not yet. The entire chat fully does not give a fuck, and they're just spamming the Argentinian flag. I mean, can you even blame them? Like, I don't care. Like, if I wanted to go on a cruise, I just would. I fully don't care to hear about your company. It's not what we came here for.
Hurry up, I have to go to work in 10 minutes.
You don't happen to work on a cruise ship, do you, David? It's not that David wants to see the car. It's that these guys are blocking his blocking the restaurant that he works in. Honestly, like, I understand having the team principal do a bit of a shout out to the sponsors, but to actually invite the sponsors up, and not even the title sponsor. If this was BWT, I would understand it, but.
And obviously there is a lot of technology on this ship.
No one asked! No one asked! Oh, the ship is almost the same as the Formula 1 Cup. It's not. It's not. But yeah, not even the title sponsor is crazy to give them, like, opening billing for the season launch. I see no way that this is not followed up with someone from BWT speaking. Turn the stream up. No, man, it's just this guy talking about ships.
So technology is what unites us for a world that tomorrow will be sustainable. So team, fun, entertainment, but sustainable and zero impact to our beautiful environment.
Absolutely. It's all about protecting the planet, but also having fun. Now, you mentioned innovation, and I understand that...
We're going to protect the planet by flying private jets to 24 different locations around the world this year. The ship chat continues. I'll let you know when we move on to something else. Do you think Ferrari would invite the Zin CEO to come?
Hello.
Arv, welcome in as a member over on YouTube. The tease continues. The tease continues. Do you watch Formula 2 or you don't care about it? I do watch Formula 2. I can't say that I watch every session for Formula 2, but I'll catch it when it's on. Like, typically, I still organize my week kind of like a Monday to Friday, just because most people I know in real life aren't a YouTuber. And so normally if I'm like doing something with friends, it's still going to be on a weekend. So often, like, I'll try and organize it so I'm still home to come watch a Formula 1 race. But, you know, I might be out like on Sunday morning. And so I often don't catch things like Formula 3 and Formula 2. But when I'm around, like, I'll put Formula 2 on because I do enjoy watching it. I normally don't catch Formula 3 just because it's like so early in the morning often. And it just can't be asked. Just can't be asked, quite frankly. Yeah, I like to watch Formula 2, but I'm not going to start covering it in the same way I cover Formula 1 because I don't watch enough of it and I'm not going to commit to doing that. I'm just not. And yeah, I just don't watch basically any Formula 3. I enjoy watching Formula 3 when I catch it, but I know there's lots of motorsport creators and they kind of cover all of it. You have to understand, guys, that it takes quite a lot longer for me to make my videos than other people. Spicy Smoothie, what a name. Welcome in on YouTube. It takes me quite a lot longer to edit my videos than other people. Like, other people talk into a camera and then they spend maybe like half an hour editing it. I'm spending like 5 days, 6 days solid editing a video. And so if I'm making the choice of sitting down for 2 hours to watch Formula 3 or spending that on editing a video, I'm going to spend it on editing a video because it's not worth my time to sit down and watch Formula 3 and then not even cover it. So that's why this is not like other Formula 1 channels. This is not a news channel because I can't put out news with that kind of like video style. I just can't. Oh, it's Flavio! Big Flav hits the stage. How many sentences before he says something problematic?
Flavio. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here for this amazing launch. Before we start, how does it feel to be hosted by MSC Cruises on this fantastic
Shut up about the boat.
and in great company of valued partners, friends and team?
So many nice people as well here. It's not only the people from MSC. You know, Mr. Vago tell everything about our operation in the MSC, and I'm proud to be friends with Kiko for many years, and MSC support the team, support the ALPINE team.
We're still talking about the boat. Lads, we're still talking about the boat. Flavio looks bad. Flavio's old as hell. He's getting on. I want to say he must be like 80. See what it says. 75. But still, I mean, that's not young. And he's drunk a lot of wine in his day, as Mr. Flavio. He smoked a lot of cigarettes and drunk a lot of drinks. He's not exactly a gym rat, is he? So, yeah. He's doing all right. He's still up and about, kicking around, being problematic. So it'll be around for a couple more years. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. What city would have the worst street circuit, barring America? Well, I mean, you got to take one of like the little old Italian towns where the roads are like 3 feet wide. It's going to be hard to get much worse than that. When the entire track is the Baku Castle section, that's when you know you've got a bang on your hands.
The car is the boat.
You would really think this is like an MSC Cruises stream.
Depends. You see these 3 guys with the pink suit. You see these 3. Okay, we depend into these 3 because this is the driver. Basically, the driver is like a managing director of the company.
Flavio's not exactly like a stand-up comedian, is he? Like, he comes out with some lines when he's interviewed, but he's not the most charismatic just to stand there with a microphone. It's going to be a minute still till we see the car, I can tell you that much. Flavio sounds like he's... Oh, bro, no. I'm just not going to read the rest of that. Is BWT an oil company? No, BWT is a water company. It's in German, but it stands for Best Water Technology. Besser Wasser Technologie. They make like, you know, like water coolers for offices. They make those, and they make like water filters for like fridges that have a water dispenser. As Formula 1 sponsors go, they're like 0 problematic. So actually, good on Alpine for not taking a company that like fucking murders orphans in third world countries, or, you know, pours billions of gallons of oil into the sea. They literally just make filtered water, which is fine. I think very few people are going to have a problem with that. Like, maybe you can argue they use a bit too much plastic, but in the grand scheme of Formula 1 sponsors, they're on the squeaky clean side. Thomas Jeffy, welcome in on Twitch. Welcome in on Prime. You can watch the boat here. Are they still in the ship?
Well, Flavio,
She obviously introduced the stream from the roof of the ship, but this could be anywhere.
So fondly, the BWT Alpine Formula 1 team race drivers for the 2026 season. Please give it up for Pierre Gasly and Franco Colapinto.
We've had enough of Flavio. Drivers are coming up. So the driver overalls, exactly the same as last year.
What's this?
Are we gonna get a gender reveal for the boat?
If MSC paint all of their boats this year like bright pink in support of Alpine, I would back it. I would rate that.
Wow.
Are you going to play F1 Manager for the 26th season?
I get the feeling at some point this year we will do an F1 Manager season, but there's some other stuff I'd like to do on the stream. I'd actually like to play an F1 game season. As I found out last night, I need to buy a new controller, but I mean, I'd love to do it with a really nice, expensive sim rig, but I mean, not that you can see, but if you've watched the Crash Happy podcast, you see this is like my living room as well. It's just not big enough to have a sim rig in here, so I'll do like an F1 game controller season, which I'm sure that would be chaotic. But yeah, there'll probably be an F1 Manager stream season this year. Obviously, there is no more F1 Manager game. That is the last one. So maybe I actually haven't been keeping up with it, but maybe they'll do like some update to add the new cars in. I have no fucking clue, honestly. Love the manager streams. Manager streams are good. I think it's a nice game just for being able to chat at the same time. People have found the wow button on Twitch, it seems. My brother is a Colapinto fan only because he likes Messi, who I believe is some Argentina guy. I don't know why. Fucking hell. If you think that Colapinto and Messi are the same person, I'm sorry to tell you, you are severely mistaken. I will say, this is Colapinto speaking now. The difference in vibe between Colapinto himself and then Colapinto fans is so jarring to me. He's such a quiet, normal person. But then his fans online can and will murder people who say anything bad about him. Like, they're insane. They're insane. And then you get Colapinto up to talk, and he's like, yeah, hello, just a pleasure to be driving for Alpine this year. Like, the vibe mismatch is so off. It's kind of funny in a way if it wasn't absolutely terrifying.
I believe in the team. I believe in the people we have. I believe in the potential we have. And
Pierre believes. We've got a driver chat. I'm going to say we're 16 minutes into the stream. I think we're going to get the car in about 5 minutes' time. I get the feeling we've got the car behind them under a cover. They're going to have the drivers pull the cover off. It's the old classic. So another couple minutes of driver chat, and then they're going to pull the car off and get our initial reaction to this thing. Do you think Briatore will guillotine Franco this year? The first half of the season is going to be pretty crucial for Franco because he didn't have an amazing 2025. I think that's fair to say. And they do have Paul Aaron, and Alpine's got a couple other juniors as well. I think if he has a weak start to the season, particularly if Alpine is looking stronger, if Alpine is terrible again, like 10th, 11th fastest team, it kind of doesn't matter because there's no points to be won. If, as people believe, the Mercedes engine is well clear of the others, and therefore Alpine is fighting for like 3rd or 4th, and he's underperforming, that's a significant cost to the team at that point. Like, if he should be getting 8th or 9th, and instead he's getting 13th and 14th and getting beaten by Ferraris and things when they should be ahead of them, then Alpine is going to have a problem with Franco very quickly. And so it's not off the cards that we see like a mid-season swap of Alpine drivers, I think, this year. That's obviously being pessimistic on Colapinto's ability, but that's just based on his performance in 2025. And there were flashes of speed, but overall the consistency was not there for Colapinto. So yeah, I think the most likely thing is we see him for the entire season, but I'd say it's like a 25% chance that we have a mid-season swap at Alpine. That's my prediction for the year. I think Colapinto has a chance to be dropped only if he does bad. Well, they're not going to drop him if he does good, does he? I agree. He will be dropped if he's terrible. Like, yeah. Oh, Franco, you're leading the World Drivers' Championship. In the bin with you. Get out. Gotta let Pierre win this one.
Reveal of the new car for the BWT Alpine Formula 1
I think it's
team.
car time.
For the team to unveil
it's car time.
2026 season.
So I think the drivers are going to pull the cover off the car, but they have walked off the stage. So I think maybe no one told the drivers that. Or have they got like an automated car revealer system? The car is spinning. Vertical rotiert. BWT Alpine. No, they're back. They're going to pull it off. What do we have? It's blue with pink. There's quite a lot of pink. So we just got like pink center stripe. Blue base on the sides. They brought the thing back at the rear. They brought back the little diagonal Alpine logo at the rear of the car like 2021. Ooh. So this is just a 2022 Alpine. Am I thinking of the right year? Ooh, no, wait. 2023? What am I thinking of? Not 2024. That was the black one, yeah. Oh no, it's the same as last year. That's why it felt so familiar. It's the exact same as last year. I think it works pretty well. So the little Alpine logo at the back, like the 21 livery, but obviously in pink and white. Pink on the rear wing is good. But yeah, it's such a tiny change from 2025. The pink on the nose.
Yeah, look at this new livery. What are your first impressions?
Starts a tiny bit higher up, but it's the same as last year.
The car is quite different than last year in terms of sizing, but no, I think it looks superb. We got a couple new partners as well on board.
They're missing some sponsors. There's some spots on that car that obviously were meant to have sponsors. There's no sponsor on the outside of the front wing end plate, which is bright pink, and so such an obvious place to put a logo. They were meant to have a sponsor there, and that's been taken off last minute, I guarantee you. Or they're still agreeing contracts.
From the team and the guys, to get the car ready ahead of the test.
Looks like it's got no aero. It's way more simple than that Ferrari we just saw, for sure. And they actually got the side pods from last year still. That's got 2025 side pods on it. This is not the car they're taking to testing. But like in Ferrari's case, when they do have some like new parts in it, it's a show of confidence. When this car literally has some parts from last year still on it,
the nice cars always go fast. So
it's not a very confident way to go about it, is it? I will say, so this is the same as last year. The car was kind of hidden last year because it was so slow. And people associate success with, like, looking good. But actually, last year's car did look quite nice, the Alpine. It was a huge improvement from 2024. But I would say it was even better than 23 and 22. Like, when they got rid of the pink side pod, and it's a blue side pod with pink BWT. So I actually think it did look quite nice last year. And it's just the same. I think it's decent. I would rate this like above both the Red Bull cars. Worst one so far? No. You clearly haven't seen the Audi. Yeah, it's the same as last year, but I think it's a good livery to bring forwards. It was just so hidden at the back of the grid. It's mid-table. I'm going to put it below the Ferrari. But above Red Bull and VCARB. I think some people are going to dislike that, but you've got to work on your biases. It's a nice looking car. It's bright, it's bold. You know it's an Alpine as soon as you see it. Fourth on the chart? No, below Ferrari, so fifth on the chart. Better than RB? Yes, better than RB. The RB looks like shit compared to last year. It's got worse. I will say the VCARB looks worse than the RB now that I've seen it on track, but both of those cars, now that we've seen the rest of the grid, most of the grid has stepped up from last year. Red Bull and RB have both taken a sideways step at best. It's a nice looking car. Look at the gloss on that blue. That's going to look good on a sunny day. Unlike the Red Bull.
Regulations and how the team is approaching the new season, we are delighted to welcome back Flavio with Steve Nielsen, Managing Director, and... Okay,
we don't need to hear Flavio talk again. I missed the Ferrari reaction. Do we like the livery? I thought it was boring. I like it. Like, Ferrari always have simple liveries. Ferrari is just a red car. It's just a red car. But it looks good. And this Ferrari, I will say, I like how they've implemented the white. It's almost a throwback livery Ferrari. It's back in the day. Like, we've had Ferraris like this multiple times in history. Mid-2010s. Not really early noughties, but kind of. 1980s. It's back to that. It works. It's nice. I like the Ferrari. It's similar to the Haas in my opinions. This Alpine I would rate slightly below. Let me see if they got it up on Instagram yet. Show you some pictures. Ooh. If it would load. Okay. We got some pictures. We got some pictures. So, for those of you who haven't seen, it's the exact same as last year, pretty much. The only difference I can see is obviously on the front wing, because the shape of it has changed quite a lot. And then last year, the pink on the nose came the whole way down to the tip. But now we've got like a little blue section to hold the Alpine badge.
What's this?
Transgender flag emoji. We got trans flag F1 car before GTA 6. Transgender flag emoji.
If they had put like a fat white pinstripe down the side of this thing, then we would have had full trans pride at Alpine. I can't even talk. It's close enough. It's close enough. We'll take it. We'll take it. Yeah, they haven't put out many pictures. This front shot is so similar to last year, but this is the only bit that's slightly different, just the implementation of this front wing and the pink starting a bit higher up. I want to say this black outline to the pink section is a bit thicker as well, just to give it a bit more of like a bold distinction. It kind of makes it look a bit raised up. It adds some like verticality. It makes the nose look a bit pointier, which I think is decent. It makes it kind of aggressive. But yeah, it's the same as last year. This is what I was saying. This space here, you got a bright pink end plate on the front wing. Bright pink. This is prime location for a sponsor logo. Imagine the word MSC here. Like, you can't miss it. The fact that this is blank screams that they've got a sponsor, but they haven't agreed, like, final payment yet. Or they had a sponsor who pulled out quite late, that kind of thing. But, like, there's no way you would plan to have this blank. Unless there's going to be loads more error elements stuck onto the side of this, like in the Haas. Like a huge sort of wing sticking out up here, which would then block the sponsor. So yeah, this is not the final car we're going to see. Also, these barge boards, look at that. Bro, it looks like it's made out of Lego. So this is a show car. I sincerely hope this is not how the Alpine era is going to look, because this is garbage, how simple this is. This little aspect here, I do like. I obviously preferred in 21 when this was red and it came the whole way down. It still has a decent amount of black on it. It didn't really come up in the stream, but you see from higher up. Do we have like a top view? They're hiding it. They're cowards! But you see here, top of the side pod has quite a significant black stripe. So from a higher camera angle on TV, I think it's going to look a bit darker. Not a fan of that. I would prefer the blue just to be continuous. I get the feeling there's just going to be some venting up here. Some like engine exhaust venting or like the radiator venting. But you could have that in the blue. You could have that in the blue. So yeah, not a fan of this exposed carbon here. And also the rear wing. Like, why is this black? Blue. Blue. A beautiful blue rear wing end plate would have been so much better. So yeah, it's going down. The more I look at these pictures, it's going down in my opinion. Still similar to Red Bull, I would say, for like overall quality. Also, is the side of this black? It is. There's a lot of black on this. You could have just dipped the entire thing in blue paint, and it would have been so bright. It would have been so vibrant. Haas, Alpine. Yeah. It could be worse. It could be better. This is kind of this is mid. This is the definition of mid. Nice ideas, but they haven't followed through the whole way. And I like follow through around here. I want them to shit their pants all over this car. That's what I'm here for. My list so far: Red Bull, Haas, Mercedes, Alpine, Ferrari, V-Carb, Audi. I disagree thoroughly. You really think Mercedes is nice with that ugly green line stars and stripes? I do! I do! And I will not be swayed by people who have bad taste, such as you, clearly. Mercedes is beautiful. And if that car wins the championship, which many people think it's going to, that livery is going to go down as a classic. I guarantee that Mercedes is so good looking. It's so clean. And you know what? The whole thing is painted. Unlike this Alpine. Well, not the whole thing on Mercedes, but more than this Alpine. Has still top of my list. I can appreciate that. If you're a big fan of like Japanese racing colors and you like the white and the red, I can respect that opinion if you put Haas top. It's a shame Audi didn't stick with their original teaser. The 2022 Audi, yeah. The red floor, and then like the black and silver camo above. This is what I was saying at the start of the stream for Audi. They had everything there. They had it all lined up to fucking knock a home run out the park with their opening livery. They could have just done that with some like white sponsors on it. Or even if they wanted to do the front rear, if the front was that black and silver two-tone kind of camo look, like kind of urban camo, it would have been so nice, but fumbled. Absolutely ballsed up at the last minute. The Merc is boring. Have we forgotten how to have fun? It's not... In what way is it? What do you want? What do you want it to have on it? Do you want it to be bright red? Just go support another team if that's what you want. It's so much brighter than Mercedes have been for previous years. It's got a lot of elements on it which all gel perfectly. In what way is it boring? What more could they do without it looking like fucking trash? I will not stand for it. I will not stand for it. Tim says, Haas? Red Bull, Ferrari, Audi, then Mercedes? Christ. Then V-Carb, then Alpine. I wouldn't put the Alpine below the V-Carb. This is definitely better than the V-Carb. Just objectively. The V-Carb is messy now that I've seen it on track. Have you seen the Hulkenberg Audi winter slop clause? Yes, I've heard. Of course. I'm deep in the slop now. You think I haven't heard these things? Yes, I'm well aware. Ferrari, Haas, Mercedes, V-Carb, Alpine, RB, Audi. You know what? I can respect a list like that. If you want to put Ferrari or Haas above Mercedes, I get that, because some people have just like more of an affinity for the bright colors. Like you like the red, you like the white. I get that. I respect that. If you're putting the Red Bull above the Mercedes, like you gotta get like your kneecaps broken. Like it genuinely is a hate crime, actually. Like there should be prison sentences for saying things like this. It's worse than racism. No joke. Go get an eye test. It's straight up bad. The Red Bull is straight up bad. And to say that's better than the Mercedes, which is an absolute banger, is just crime. Just illegal activities happening in the chat. I'm going to stop reading these lists now, because some of you are just rage baiting me. But yeah, guys, we have seen 2 new cars now. Ferrari and Alpine. I will say of the two, I personally prefer the Ferrari. I think the Alpine is fine. I think the Alpine is just the same as last year. But it was a good livery last year. So, it's mid-table. It's mid-table for me. But I like bright colours. I think it's a nice use of the pink. I like how the BWT is incorporated. Because a couple of years ago, we had like a full pink blob on the side pod. And then BWT in blue in the middle. Or like black. I prefer having a blue side pod with BWT this. And it's got like a dark blue stroke on it. That's nice. I think that integrates well. It's a lot more modern. So I think it's solid. It's just zero change. Zero change from last year, effectively. So, not the most interesting, but they had a good thing, and they've just kept it, so fine. What's my list? I'm going to say, so far, my list is Mercedes won. I think before I put out the short, I'm gonna have to think, but let's just say tied second place, Ferrari and Haas currently. They're both level. I need to decide who goes above. But tied second, Ferrari, Haas. And then fourth, this. Then Red Bull, then VCarb, then Audi. That's my list. And that is the correct order. So if you disagree, I'm sorry to tell you, you are wrong. And your opinions are bad. Lost all respect from me. I didn't come here asking for it, mate. It's not what we came here to do. You subscribe to this channel for honest opinions, unfiltered Formula 1 content. And I will not be changing what I think based on some idiots in the chat. Ferrari is so arse. It's just not. It's just straight up not. Ferrari fans refuse to accept joy into their life. You refuse to be happy. Like, you should... That's something that you need to work on internally, maybe with a therapist. It looks nice. And the fact you're going to look at a car that objectively just looks quite good and say that it looks like arse is a you problem, because I'm out here enjoying it. I'm looking at this and having a nice time. I'm having fun. I'm having a good day. So if you want to look at this and be unhappy about it, you do you, but you're just making your own day worse for no reason. Let me check, actually. What? Who's posting these? Who's telling Ocon to pose like that? Let's not be having that. Ooh, it's really tough for second place between Haas and Ferrari, honestly. It's always like when a car is so different, it becomes very hard to judge because the novelty kind of clouds judgment. Because like people like new things. People like new and shiny things. I like what Haas has done here. I do think there's some parts of it that I would make some small tweaks to. I'm personally leaning towards Ferrari second, Haas third. But again, you know, like newness skews it, but also success skews it. I think if Haas came out and they had a really strong season, like if this was a competitive car, I could see myself at the end of the year saying that this looks better than Ferrari. Because it's something interesting. And we've got just a nice mix of the colours. Like a really nice balance, black, red and white. And the grrr. The grrr on the engine cover. Oh, it's so tough to judge between those two. They're so close. Look at the Behrman pick where he puts his gloves on and look at the difference between Gazoo and Haas gloves. Logos. This one. Wait, what are you saying? Look at the difference between Gazoo and Haas logos. What about them? You mean here and then the TGR logo? Like the actual team thing. I mean, Toyota's in a weird place currently. I don't know if people know this, but so TGR always used to be Toyota's like racing division. Toyota Gazoo Racing. Literally within the last year, Toyota have split TGR into two things. So they now have Toyota Racing and Gazoo Racing. And they're like two separate entities of the company now when they were previously one thing. So that's kind of the reason that the car says GR, not TGR, because Gazoo Racing is a standalone thing separate to Toyota Racing. It's still Toyota, it's still owned by Toyota, but different divisions. So they're in a weird place where I wouldn't be surprised if throughout this year, Gazoo Racing and or Toyota Racing does like a rebrand. And so people were pointing out that like the lettering and the logos are all over the place. Like GR here, they're separate letters, but then on the car, they overlap and things like this. Is the font different as well? No, the font's the same. But yeah, like TGR is going through a rebrand right now. And so that's why it's kind of all over the place on the house. But it still works. Like we've got the Grurpod. We've got the Guru car. And that's all I ever wanted. It's all I ever wanted. But also that's why it's explicitly called TGR Haas and not Toyota Gazoo Haas. Like they use the initials TGR instead of the words because it's not quite Toyota, it's Gazoo Racing Haas. But they still wanted the association, so they went for the initial. It's complicated. It's complicated. Toyota's one of those companies, like all car companies, but particularly the Japanese ones, where it's kind of like 15 companies all glued together, and all these things operate as like largely separate companies. So now that they've made this split, Gazoo and Toyota Racing will be different. They'll have like different chairmans, different CEOs, different buildings. They might work together a little bit, but not much. And so the company likes to make quite clear splits, and that's why they don't confuse. That's why at the same time, like Renault don't ever mention the fact that Alpine F1 is just Renault. I get people asking me, it's like, well, do you think Renault will come back to F1? Renault's in F1, it's called Alpine, but it's like a company within a company, which is why they don't use the Renault name. And it's the same thing here. Haas submitted the team name before the rebrand. They probably did. They probably had to. Because the rebrand only happened second half of 2025. I wouldn't be surprised if the team submissions were earlier. So they probably had to, quite honestly. It's really hard to change your constructor's entrance name. Like, obviously, teams have had big problems in the past, like with things like Rich Energy. Like, Rich Energy pulled out, and Haas struggled to, like, take it off the team branding. Not because they had, like, a legal blocking, but because, like, Formula One were like, well, you've signed up as Rich Energy Haas, so you better fucking turn up as Rich Energy Haas every weekend. TRD and TGR have been separate for a while. No, TRD is another thing. TRD is a separate thing. TRD is special versions of road cars. I'm talking about the race division, which was called TGR. That has split into two. So now we have three things. TR, TRD, and GR. Those are three different things. See? All Japanese mega companies are like dozens of different companies glued together. It was the same thing when I worked for Nissan. I would tell people I work for Nissan. They're like, "Oh, do you work on like the GTR?" And I'm like, "No, that's a division in Japan." And they're like, "Oh, do you work on Nismo?" And I'm like, "No, that's a different other division in Japan." And like they communicate, but not much. I remember one time, I can't go into too much detail, but one time I had to contact the team that worked on the 370 to get some designs from them, because basically I was trying to prove that like a new design that I had was okay by internal regulations to put onto the car, because it was like I can't go into any kind of detail, but it was like a new way of attaching something to the car, let's put it that way. And so within standard Nissan, we'd never done it before, but we knew from like internal teardowns and internal documents that it was used on a 370, but the 370 is not developed by Nissan, it's developed by one of these subset companies. So I had to contact them, and they had it, and they had okayed it. And then I tried to use the argument that the Nissan 370 uses this new technique, therefore we should be allowed to use it on other Nissan cars, and they rejected it. They were like, no, it's not a Nissan design. Because they fully treat it as like an entirely separate company, which is just mental. It often makes working on things like this very difficult, but I'm sure it's probably saving them on tax or something, so good for them. Good for them. Anyway, guys, we have seen Ferrari and Alpine both launched to mixed success. There seems to be some very controversial opinions. TRD is TR? Is it? Okay, well, that never used to be the case. all right, fine. There seems to be some controversial ones, particularly with Ferrari, but Ferrari fans forgot how to have fun years ago, so... Japanese companies are organized as Kairetsu, successors of Saibatsu. Fuck only knows, man. Honestly, I don't care enough. Yeah, there will be some shorts ranking these. I filmed the Mercedes short that'll be coming out very soon, and that'll be followed up maybe later today with shorts about... Oh yeah, that's on there. Shorts about Ferrari and Alpine to add them into the leaderboard. We're getting close. We're filling this thing out. Next launch, I want to say this weekend. No, we're not having a launch now for almost 2 weeks. Williams, 3rd of February. So Monday next week starts the private Barcelona testing. So obviously teams are not going to be doing launches in the middle of that because they're going to be running around trying to fix their car when it breaks down on the first day. So, 11 days time till the next launch, which will be Williams. I don't know if it's a live stream or not. If it is, we'll do another stream to react to it as it comes out. But the leaderboard will get filled out either way. Don't worry about it. The sun has picked up now, which is why I look like fucking... like Vision. Are all the teams using temporary liveries for testing then? I mean, I'm sure for the private Barcelona test, they will use like camouflage liveries just to hide stuff. The first week in Bahrain, they might do the same, but I wouldn't be surprised if the last week in Bahrain, which we're being told will be fully televised, they will basically mandate the teams to use their normal liveries. Just because they want shots of like cars on track to use for promotional materials then going into the first few races. So, but I think in Barcelona they will put a camera on the cars just in case, like, you know, some guy with a camera sneaks up into the hills near Barcelona, Catalonia and tries to get some shots of the cars. They'll probably just paint them jet black so you can't see any detail, would be my guess. But anyway, I'm going to end that there. I'll catch you guys around. For those of you here in the stream last night, I did promise we will play some Jackbox either tomorrow or on Sunday. Keep an eye out for that. I'll put it as a schedule a couple hours before it goes live. So that'll be a lot of fun. But until then, enjoy your Friday. Enjoy your weekend. And yeah, try not to be too disappointed if you're a Ferrari fan. But I know you can't help it. It's hereditary. It's in your genes. And so, fair enough. Try not